to Season 2, Episode 62 of One Man's Opinion. Today I am reviewing TheaterWorks Hartford's production of Queen of Basel, written by Hilary Bettis and directed by Cristina, running through February 26th at the TheaterWorks Hartford Theater at 233 Pearl Street in Hartford, Connecticut. Queen of Basel is a good, but at sometimes frustrating play about the interrelations of various Latin social strata as three Latin people with very different backgrounds battle out their differences at a party following a day at the annual Art Basel in Miami. Julie, played by Christine Spang, is the daughter of a real estate magnate who owns the hotel where the party is being held. The play opens with Julie being ushered into a small supply room by a cocktail waitress named Christine, played by Silvia Dionicio. Just so there's no confusion from here on out, when I say Christine, I'm referring to the character. If I refer to Christine Spang, I'll refer to her either by her full name or just her last name. The reason Christine has pulled Julie out of the party is because she accidentally spilt a tray of martinis all over her and wanted to get her out of the party before people noticed. Christine has called her fiancé John, played by Kelvin Grullon, who moonlights as an Uber driver, to come and pick up Julie so she can go out of the building discreetly. Julie rejects Christine and John's help, insisting that her own fiancé will come and rescue her from her situation. What starts as an argument as to why Julie doesn't need anyone's help devolves into a sometimes compelling and sometimes convoluted debate between first Julie and Christine, and then Julie and John, as to the problems of the Latin community, from Christine's family needing asylum from Venezuela to John's upbringing as the son of a working-class black Latin man who was arrested in a crime he didn't commit. Then there's Julie, who is quarter Latin, but can pass for Anglo. She is a recovering alcoholic, self-abusive, slapping and hitting herself in her first moments alone on stage, and is suppressed by the patriarchal elite who expect her to marry up and be the good devout spouse to her upper-crust husband. Julie, in her attempts to have control of the situation, offers to pay for Christine's family to immigrate to the U.S. and help John's fledgling appliance repair business. And that is just the surface of how many different things are going to be debated over the course of this play, and I'm not going to get into all of it. Queen of Basel struggles to focus on one thing for too long and gets overwhelmed by how many complaints and arguments the characters have over this 90-minute play. And its game of one-upmanship as to who really has the worst life because of their gender, race, or social status becomes tedious. I get the sense that it is Bettis' intent to show the horrible things that people throughout the Latin community suffer, and that everyone isn't as disparate as one would initially think. And to an extent, if that's the intent, it works. But I would have enjoyed the play more and have been willing to sit and enjoy the debate longer if not for the play's turn at about the 1 hour mark when Julie and John inexplicably have sex. The setup is a bit obvious as John talks about wines he likes and particularly how intimate drinking a Bordeaux is for him. When Julia tells Christine to go get the most expensive bottle of Bordeaux and then Christine goes back to work after bringing it, we all know where the play will eventually lead up. It's a bit forced in order to amp up the conflict and justify the play's resolution. The problem with affairs and an audience is that once it happens, the sympathy of the characters involved is no longer there, and the writer must repair the relationship with the audience before going forward with any further conflict, or else we're not going to care about them anymore. And Bettis doesn't do that. Instead, John and Julia become more poisonous to each other, making them more and more dislikable. I tolerated about another 5 to 10 minutes of them arguing once they came back on stage before I was done and wanted them gone. Instead, I got what felt like an eternity of unlikable people fighting with each other as to whose life is worse. Thankfully, the resolution of the play when Christine finally does return on stage is gratifying. Dionicio turns in a fantastic performance in these last minutes, and we get the full breadth of her character with dynamic levels of emotion and passion. Grullon and Spang do well with what they've got, but it is difficult to say anything positive about their performances when their characters are so unlikable for such a lengthy part of the play, which I felt more toward either Bettis' script or Angelus's interpretation of the text as director. I like Rodrigo Escalante's set design. It is absolutely what a hotel janitor's closet would look like. And I can almost smell the mold and mildew growing in the corners and in the sink. This is all really annoying because Queen of Basel starts off with a lot of promise. But as the play continues and two of the three characters become less and less likable, while the third one is off stage for much of that sequence, it's hard to recover the redeeming qualities of the play. But I am only one man's opinion, so be sure to leave yours in the comments below. If you'd like to see Queen of Basel, I'll leave a link in the description. You can support my channel by liking, sharing, and subscribing, and click the notification bell to be alerted to future reviews. My next review will be Pictures from Home, which is now on Broadway. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you at the theater.